Welcome to our channel, Bravo News. Sewn with secrets. Craig Conover shows engagement ring, yet he still lies. A ring revealed. Craig Conover stood on the sun-drenched Charleston Pier, holding up a glittering, custom-cut diamond ring in the shape of a marquise. "It's real," he told the camera, his signature southern drawl soft and assured. "This ring represents a new chapter." The press and fans swooned. Instagram lit up. Bravo's official accounts shared it within minutes. The recipient? Paige DeSorbo, fashionista, podcaster, and star of Summer House. Their relationship had been reality TV's version of a slow burn turned raging wildfire. Hesitant beginnings, long-distance struggles, and countless cryptic captions. The moment was tailor-made for reality TV heaven, except for one problem. Someone whispered through the cracks. "Craig still lies," a voice murmured on a Blind Item podcast. And just like that, the internet caught fire. A history of threads and tangles. Craig had always been complicated. By day, he was a successful pillow entrepreneur with Sewing Down South. By night, a Bravo favorite with charm, cheekbones, and questionable punctuality. Fans adored his vulnerability, cheered on his legal comeback, and swooned when he and Paige finally moved in together. But within Southern Charm's walls, cast members whispered about Craig's inconsistencies, stories that didn't always line up, timelines that seemed slippery. Now, with an engagement ring on Paige's finger, whispers were turning into roars. Why now? And more importantly, what was he hiding? Paige's smile doesn't reach her eyes. At an exclusive NYC event hosted by Vogue, Paige glided down the red carpet with Craig at her side, diamond ring flashing under the camera lights. She smiled, she posed, she waved. But her eyes flickered, just briefly. "Paige, how does it feel to be engaged?" a reporter asked. "It feels surreal," she said with a pause that stretched too long. Later, Bravo fans dissected that pause like it was the Zapruder film. TikToks emerged with slow-motion analysis. Lip readers zoomed in on Craig whispering something to her off-camera. "Don't bring up New York." Theories exploded online. What happened in New York? Austin's drunken confession. Austin Kroll, Craig's longtime frenemy and fellow Southern Charm star, wasn't known for keeping secrets, especially after a few spicy marks. At a pop-up bar lunch, Austin let it slip. Paige doesn't even know the half of it. Craig's always been a good guy, but when he panics, he lies. The words hung in the air like smoke. Within hours, fan accounts quoted the moment verbatim. Austin tried to backtrack, but it was too late. What was Craig panicking about? And why was Paige still smiling? The mistress and the DM. The truth started with a DM. A brunette woman from Miami, Instagram handle @SophiaX, posted a screenshot of a message from Craig dated just 2 months prior to the engagement. "You in Miami this weekend? I'm crashing at the W. No cameras, just us." The timestamp, May 14th. The engagement announcement, June 2nd. Comments exploded. How many rings did he buy? Still lies, huh? Paige deserves better. Sophia swore on TikTok that she never met up with Craig, but added, "I'm not the only one he messaged." Craig's team claimed it was fake. Bravo stayed silent. Paige went quiet. Sewn with secrets. Inside Sewing Down South Charleston showroom, Craig sat alone after hours, hands deep in navy velvet. Sewing had always calmed him. He wasn't panicking yet, but the internet storm was growing. Even Watch What Happens Live producers called him with the warning, "You'll need to address it, Craig. The audience needs something." He tried to write a statement. He tried to call Paige. She didn't answer. Outside the window, paparazzi waited. Inside, the sewing machine whirred. And then he whispered to himself, "I should have told her everything. I should have done it right." But it was too late. Paige's podcast bombshell. 2 weeks later, Paige returned to her podcast Giggly Squad with a nervous laugh. Her co-host, Hannah Berner, pressed lightly. "So the ring, the rumors?" Paige took a breath. "You ever find out your boyfriend lied, but he lies so sweetly you almost believe he did it for you?" Gasps. Silence. Then laughter. But Paige wasn't smiling. "I found out Craig sent some messages. I found out they weren't the only ones. And I told him, if you lie to protect me, that's one thing. But if you lied to protect your image, I'm gone." The room tensed. "Did you leave?" A pause that stretched too long. "I'm still deciding." The deleted scene. Bravo insiders leaked a deleted Southern Charm scene. In it, Craig confessed to Shep and Whitney, "I love Paige, but sometimes I self-sabotage. Like, I don't think I deserve her." Whitney stared blankly. "Then stop lying to her." Shep laughed. "That's rich coming from you, man." But Craig's face fell. "I'm scared of being ordinary," he admitted. The scene was raw, painful, honest. And it sparked a new wave of empathy. Suddenly, fans weren't so sure. Was Craig a villain or just a deeply flawed man trying to outrun his old self? The ring comes off. In a single blurry paparazzi photo, Paige was spotted walking through Soho. No ring. TMZ posted it within hours. Page 6 ran a headline. "Paige and Craig on the rocks?" Craig's publicist issued a vague statement. "They are working through private matters." Paige posted a cryptic Instagram story, a black screen with the white text. "Truth always stitches itself out." Fans lost it. Bravo message boards crashed. People speculated that filming had resumed, and producers were begging Paige not to dump him, at least not before the season finale. But Paige had her own plan. Reunion reckoning. The Southern Charm and Summer House crossover reunion was filmed in secret. Multiple leaks confirmed the setting, a dramatic Charleston mansion. Andy Cohen in the center chair, Paige and Craig seated awkwardly, barely touching. Andy wasted no time. "Craig, Paige says you lied. Did you?" Craig looked down. "I sent messages I shouldn't have, but I didn't cheat." Andy raised an eyebrow. "Do you still lie?" A long silence. "Yes," Craig said finally. "But I'm trying to stop." The room was silent. Paige wiped away a tear. And then softly, "It's not about the messages. It's about not knowing who you are when no one's watching." Andy leaned in. "So, are you still engaged?" Craig looked at Paige. She didn't look back. "No," she said. Pillow Fort Redemption. 3 months passed. Craig reappeared online, softer, more grounded, surrounded by bolts of fabric and new friends from a sewing mentorship program he launched in Charleston. No cameras, no drama, just authenticity. He did one interview with People. "I didn't lose Paige because I cheated. I lost her because I lied to myself about what I wanted, who I was. I thought the ring would fix it." It didn't. He held up a new pillow design, embroidered in cursive. "Love can't be stitched with secrets." Paige's next chapter. Paige launched a fashion line called Unraveled, her softest, most intimate work yet. During a New York fashion show, she wore a gown stitched with quilts from her journal during the breakup. She didn't name Craig, but when asked about him, she smiled. "He's learning to be honest, and I'm learning to walk away when I'm not respected. That's growth." Fans cried, women cheered. Bravo filmed every second, and when someone asked if she was still in love, Paige winked. "I'll always care about the boy who gave me a ring, but I'll marry the man who doesn't lie." Epilogue. Truth finally. Craig now gives speeches at law schools talking about his journey, from law student to reality star to broken engagement to business owner. He says, "I'm not perfect, but I'm honest now." That's better. At a Charleston event, he spotted Paige in the crowd. She clapped. They hugged. Warm, simple, honest. And that was enough. Because sometimes the best love story is the one where you learn to love yourself, stitch by stitch.